Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the West Ham world. It's Luke here. I hope you're all doing well. I said I'd be back. I didn't expect to be this quick, but it has been announced now. West Ham officially, we all knew, the biggest kept secret in football. Nuno Espirito Santos is now the West Ham manager. I'm just going to very quickly get it up on the laptop so I can read the interview for you. How are we all feeling? Obviously, I did my Potter video earlier. I'm glad he's gone. You know, worst West Ham manager of my life. You know, up there with Avrams and people like that. Nuno looks happy. You know, I assume this was done last night, to be honest with you, or really early this morning. But yeah, let's have a little read what it says. So, Nuno Espirito Santos. West Ham are delighted to announce the appointment of Nuno Espirito Santos as the club's new head coach. So, not manager, head coach. Nuno has signed a 3-year deal with West Ham and will take charge of his first match on Monday evening against Everton in the Premier League. He arrives at the London Stadium having put together a hugely impressive coaching career, most recently leading Nottingham Forest to European qualification for a 7th place Premier League finish and the FA Cup semi-final last season. Where are we? A multiple league title and cup winner as a player with Porto. He is coached Wolverhampton, and in the Saudi Pro League, Al Ittihad. The 51-year-old is among the most highly respected coaches in the modern game. Nuno brings his outstanding coaching ability, tactical acumen, and leadership qualities to West Ham, and is looking forward to getting down to work in East London. Where are we? He says, I am very pleased to be here and very proud to represent West Ham. My objective is to work hard and to get the best from the team and ensure we are competitive as possible. The work has already started and I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm just going to carry on reading this last little bit, guys, before I go into the comments. So please comment along. The Santone-born new head coach took training at Rush Green apparently this morning. There we go. What does it say here? Yeah, took training at Rush Green on Saturday afternoon ahead of a trip to the Hill Dickinson Stadium on Monday evening. Nuno will be assisted by interim academy coaches Mark Robson, Stevie Potts, Gerard Prendeville and Billy Leppin, with further announcements on his own coaching staff and backroom staff to be made in due course. Everyone at West Ham wishes Nuno good luck. Apart from that, that's it so far. That's all that's been released. Usually you get the bit like, what do we know about Nuno and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so he has been officially announced. So what I was going to do, but it was so very, very quickly put on here, I was going to come on and do some proper research, but we can do that now. We can do that in terms of his tactics and stuff like that. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look what he's been, what AI and stuff say. In terms of what his strengths and weaknesses are, and we'll get down to it, shall we? Okay, so just an AI research, guys. Nothing major. So, what does AI tell us about Nuno? Okay, let me pull my chair in a bit more. Nuno Espirito Santos, tactical focus on defensive solidarity, counter-attacking and adapting to opponents, with strengths including disciplined organisation, a strong mid-block defence, and direct quick transitions to attack. His weaknesses include potential vulnerability to teams that effectively break down his well-drilled defensive structure, a lack of sustained possession, and a tendency to struggle against low blocks. Nick just sort of summed that up very well on Claret and Booze, that this is something that will probably work for about a year or so. It will get found out and we'll be back to square one where we was with Moyes, that it will work, it will look good for a while. We may get a couple of decent players in that work and suit system, but then it will very quickly get figured out. Nuno is known to turn pretty toxic in that third year. I hope not. Listen, I'm behind Nuno. I'm behind Nuno. I'm not behind the board. I'm not behind anything else, but let's see. Tim Burr said, fancy letting him do the press conference. Obviously, that's about Potter. So strengths, again, it breaks it down a little bit more for us here. Defensive solidity. His teams are known for their for their military-like precision in defensive organisation, with disciplined shape and strong emphasis on preventing the opposition from exploiting central channels. I find it hard to bloody read today. Mid-block defence. Nuno's teams often drop into a 4-4-2 mid-block, using triggers to decide when to press or to drop back, and effectively using the sidelines as a defender to trap opponents in wide zones. Nuno's teams excel at quick transitions, utilising pace wingers and a target man to move the ball forward rapidly with wingers, so that's counter-attacking. But as Happy Chappy says there, we don't even have the team's counter-attack. Apart from Somerville with his blistering pace, there ain't much. I totally agree with you, mate. Apparently, tactical flexibility is also a strength. Nuno adapts his strategies based on his strengths and weaknesses of inherited squad, allowing him to tailor his approach to different opponents. Mentality and belief. He instills a strong mindset, creating belief in players and foresighting an understanding of how to manage games and see off opponents. Weaknesses, here we go. This is what we all want to know. Weaknesses. Struggles against the low block. Nuno's direct style can be ineffective against teams that successfully implement a compact, organised, low defensive block as they struggle to find space and penetrate. Lack of possession. His teams typically have low average possession, relying on winning the ball deep and launching it forward quickly rather than building up play methodically. Great word. Predictability. The directness and focus on a target man can make his team's attacking patterns predictable, especially if the opposition can nullify the central target. Vulnerability in transition. While his teams aims to counter quickly, pushing many players forward can create a significant defensive imbalance, leaving space for opponents to exploit on a fast counter-attack. And also another weakness is narrow in attack. In some matches, Forest will criticise for being too narrow in attack, which can limit their ability to create overloads and provide attacking forwards. So there you go. So that's what AI says. Obviously, I will do some more deeper stuff on him. But yeah, there it is. And it sounds like Moyes' playbook, really, doesn't it? It does. It does sound like a Moyes' playbook. I'm just going to put in what his favourite formation is. So if we put in style of play and formation, let's see what they come up with. So it says Nuno likes to play, so he can often play with a back five or 4-4-2, complemented by quick, direct counter-attacking style from the mid-block. While known for the 3-4-3 at Wolves, his system was flexible, adapting to opponents' versatility and loads of wing play. So he does play three at the back as well, with four midfields and three up top. Also known for the 5-4-1 or the 4-4-2 without possession. His game, it does say here though, it adapts. It can go to a 2-4-1-3, 2-3-2-3, or 4-4-2. You know, he adapts in games, and formation is constantly changing. So, what do I think we're going to see under Nuno? I think we're going to see very, very similar style to Moyes. Maybe a little bit more direct than Moyes. It might be slightly trying to get the ball quicker to people like Somerville and Bowen. I really hope we don't see James Ward-Prowse. That's my big hope with this. If I'm going to try and think of some positives, I really hope we don't see him anymore. I see a couple of channels say I hope that he can somehow get the best out of Kilman, a player that I really dislike and I think has been really poor since he's been at West Ham. I hope that we become a bit more fluid in that defence and attack. Although it will be a low block, it will be a little bit more fluid. But yeah, I'm not expecting any miracles. I'm not expecting, us to be playing Ron Greenwood, John Lyle style football by any stretch of imagination. It's a good short-term appointment, but that is all it is. And that again, that leads back to this West Ham thing of everything's wrong, everything's not done right, everything's not done with any vision. It's all very short-term. get us out of mess. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with the other stuff later. And we are only 5 games into the season. You know, looking for. Could you say Nuno's a firefighter? I don't know. It's difficult to say whether he's a firefighter or not. I don't know. I would say he's pragmatic, solid Premier League manager. I don't know. It's a difficult one, is it? It doesn't excite you. It's not a woo, wow, what? Look at this manager we've got in. It's just another one of those okay ones, isn't it? Like, you know, when Moyes come in, it's meh. Lopetegui, meh. Potter, meh. You know, we'll see. What we got here? I can't get my head around the board on these appointments. The amount of money they have had to pay out to managers we could have bought out. Yeah, mate. You know, again, Nick said it, Clarenbo's. Amount of managers we had before them was something like 11, 100 odd years. This week, I think this is their 10th, isn't it? 10th, 11th manager. If they would have bought the right man, again, any appointment and any transfer is a gamble, but you can safeguard the gamble by getting the right man at the right time. You know, Marco Silva and fully backing Eddie Howe before he went to Newcastle. Maybe, I don't know whether we had a shout at him. Thomas Franks, people like that. You know, there were moments in time that we could have got the right man and it might have just worked. But again, nothing's going to change until they go. Even though the new man's in, and even though you want the new man to do well, you want to do the best we can, and TalkSport saying about West Ham get back in Europe next year. You wouldn't be surprised about that, but because of what Nuno has got a very sort of similar thing to Moyes, to be honest. Got Wolves into Europe, got Forest into Europe, semi-finals of cups and stuff like that. The only thing you don't have is the cup. And a bit a dodgy spell at Tottenham. Same with Moyes, dodgy spell at Man United, Real Sociedad. Then he's had little patches where okay and stuff like that. It's very similar, and I think it will be a pretty similar sort of way it plays out with him. That we will be happy that we've stayed up, but then we'll get frustrated that it's dull, it's not quite working. One thing I should have typed in there, but I've just switched the laptop off, is what his record's like in terms of playing youth players. I need to see that every manager that at West Ham, I've been wanting them to give youth a chance. Let's be fair, right? Declan Rice was an incredible player. If he was coming through before the Slav and before the Pellegrini area, would David Moyes have played him? When he made that mistake at Newcastle, and he made another one, didn't he? Would David Moyes have played him again? I don't think so. And this is what I mean. You have to have managers that trust and let you make mistakes. And I really hope that Nuno, if he's going to do anything, if it's going to be slightly boring and whatever, what will be for now, with the higher thing of trying to get them out. Please play the youth. Please show us, some of the young players that with energy and a bit of passion, get some of this dead wood out of this team and try and do something. Anyway, guys, I'm sure all the other West Ham fan channels are live now, and that's why the views are not as great as I thought they would be. But thank you for watching. I'm really, really tired. I think I'm getting a little bit of flu coming on. I can feel it. I've got a bit of headache and feel a bit ugh. So yeah, I'm going to go and chill, let them sit and relax. At least West Ham football can't ruin my weekend. But yeah, thank you guys. Come on, your minds. Keep believing. Let's go.